Let's head back to the US now, and joining me to discuss all the latest in US politics is Dr. Harry Melkonian, Honorary Associate at the United States Studies Centre, that's at the University of Sydney. Harry, thank you so much for joining us here on Sky News.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It's been a very big day for Donald Trump and his team with their very big bill.
Absolutely. Can you please talk me through this? This is what so many of our viewers want to know. We've heard a lot about it already in the news. We know it makes those 2017 tax cuts permanent. There's a slicing of welfare programs here, also increasing funding for cracking down on immigration. But really, that debt bill looks pretty big in terms of adding, more than $3 trillion to the national debt. I want to get your thoughts. Is this a win for the US president? Is it not? How do you think it's been received in the US?
It's an enormous win for the U.S. president because he's basically done something. He's enacted his entire legislative program for 4 years in one bill while he has a congressional majority.
And part of that legislation as well is also peeling back green energy and electric vehicle tax incentives. You're saying that, it's a big win. He's been able to roll, everything he wants essentially into this big, beautiful bill. But, part of Trump's wider push to pivot away from clean energy, that's going to anger some people. That's going to anger some in the tech industry. We know Elon Musk, they've had a bit of a fallout. Is that, friendship now not repairable?
I don't think it is at this point. And again, this bill is so complex. They've taken away the special tax breaks for buying electric cars, but they have now granted deductions for auto loans for the purchase of any automobile that's made in the United States. It's all relatively cohesive with his plan about trying to reindustrialize the U.S.
I want to get your thoughts too on tariffs. So yesterday, Sky News and The Australian hosted an economic outlook event. We heard our Prime Minister say he doesn't expect any movement on tariffs imposed by the United States. Is that what you expect to happen next week too? No movement?
That's very hard. That's very hard to say. Right now, the United States reports that it is raising a staggering sum in the billions from these Trump tariffs. As to Australia, knowing Trump's penchant for, let's say, deal making, he's going to try to use that to get something. I think it's still with this guy, everything is negotiable. So you can't say that it's set in stone until you sit down and start talking to him.
Well, when we're talking about talking, is there going to be any talking? Is Anthony Albanese going to get that meeting with Donald Trump?
Oh, I think he eventually will. I think, again, everything with Donald Trump is kind of a calculated dance. And all politicians are able to deal with that, as is our Prime Minister, I'm sure.
Is it going to be over summit season, do you think, later this year? I mean, they get to set a date?
That's very hard to say. There's too many other things going on in the world right now. If Trump is riding high, I think that's all very possible. But a lot is going to depend on what's happening in the Ukraine and the Middle East.
And before we go, just quickly, I wanted to get your thoughts on that too. So we've got the Russian president, launching that largest attack on Ukraine since the war began. That was hours after that call with Trump. Is his involvement here helping or hindering?
Again, Trump and Putin are doing a two-step with each other. And where it's going to lead, I think it's going to lead to something. But it's at this point, I think the United States is going to end up sending a lot more arms into the Ukraine.
Dr. Harry Melkonian, thank you so much for joining us. Keen to chat again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.